Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. High Commissioner, Mr. Rul Alam Siddiqui, Mrs. Because you preferred to start off with the cooking channel. And as you know, my mother was Bengali and my father was Punjabi. And in that sense, I'm very much well equipped to talk about Pakistan and Bangladesh. And whenever I really feel the urge to have Bengali food, I'm grateful to Sara for giving me the opportunity at their house to have sutki machli or patol or whatever. Thank you very much. In that sense, let me also tell you that, being from Punjab and being from Bengal during Pakistan was not a very comfortable experience sometimes. Because when my sister and I, who's buried in Dhaka, my younger sister, we were two of us. When we went to Dhaka, we became Punjabis. And when we came to West Pakistan, people said they are of Bengali origin. But for us it was very comfortable because we were very happy. And even though my parents are buried here in Abdullah Shah Ghazi Mazar, both of them, Punjabi and Bengali. But let me tell you something, how close this country was. And I'll surprise you with it. A lot of people don't know that Ziaur Rahman's parents are buried in Sakhi Hassan graveyard, here in Karachi. Ziaur Rahman did his primary school from Karachi. He did his DJ Science College from Karachi. He went to the PMA from Karachi. Right. So, my father, because he was in the army and he raised the East Bengal Regiment, the 2nd Battalion at least, and I had the honor of serving that regiment. And one of the people, when I went to the regiment, my company commander was Ziaur Rahman. So, I had a close relationship with them. And it lasted till afterwards. The long story, I don't want to go into it. What I'd like to say is that really, I'm not the first ones who talked about no visa, no tariff. Let me tell you, the first person who talked about no visa, no tariff was General Ziaur Rahman when he visited Pakistan in 1978. He proposed this to General Ziaul Haq. No visas, no tariffs. For bureaucratic reasons that were shot down at that time. But SARC was his brainchild and it came about, right? And so it went on. Today, I'm going to cross some diplomatic safe lines because I'm not a diplomat. But I will say this to you, that the High Commissioner has very correctly given a long list of the hurdles that have been overcome for visas and tariffs. I tell you, no hurdle. Just declare no visas, no tariffs, no custom duty. That's all. That is all. So, you think Bangladesh will come and stay here in Pakistan? Or Pakistan will go and settle in Bangladesh? And similarly, make the Bangladeshi taka and the Pakistani rupee comparable. So you can buy things in Pakistani rupees or Bangladeshi taka. Simple. So that will solve the thing. And actually, these are not something that I'm talking about now. Let me tell you, unfortunately, some coincidence, I was born in July 18, 1946. On July 18, 1946, Sher-e-Bangla A.K. Fazlul Haq went to the Qaid-e-Azam along with Mr. Sarwardi and Mr. Abul Hashim Khan. And he proposed to the Qaid something that was after the Qaid's heart. Do not divide the Punjab and do not divide Bengal. So, if you do not, that was a strategic move by the Qaid. The first strategic move of the Qaid was Actually, on 25 August 1942, when he asked the Muslims, when Singapore had fallen, Rommel was at the gates of Cairo, and Mahatma Gandhi and Hindu Congress said, let the British quit India. Nobody will go to the armed forces. And the Qaid said on 25th August, this was on 8th August 1942, Qaid said, no. On 25th August he said, the Muslims will go and join the army and fight for British India, because that is the way we will get our freedom. And that is what led to actually the British keeping to their promise of dividing India into two parts. At that point of time, the second strategic decision, when Sher Bangla went to the Qaid said, yes, please, let's do it. Let's have the original part of the Lahore resolution, 2 autonomous states, right? Let's have it. Why? He said, it does not matter what we are called. We are 2 countries, 1 nation. 2 countries, 1 nation. I didn't say that. It was said by Fazlul Haq in 1946, and that is what the Qaid said. Mountbatten had it in his original plan. People don't know that. But unfortunately, when the Congress came to know about it, they were livid. That was one strategic thing about a united Bengal. The second strategic decision which the Qaid went was, he went to Master Tara Singh and said, you're asking for Sikhistan. Please take Khalistan. Please take Khalistan. That's not the thing, etc. So can you imagine if there was a Khalistan then? Would you have the problem about Kashmir? Would you have the problem about India threatening us over the Indus Water Treaty? Because the waters matter much more for the survival of Pakistan. We would have no problem. And today, what is stopping us for asking? Because in Canada, 90% of the Sikh population has voted for Khalistan. In the United States, 90% of the Sikh population voted for Khalistan. So what is stopping us saying, okay, fine, have your Khalistan, right? Because then that Kashmir dispute that goes away by itself. I've said that there are a lot of things one can say, but let me tell you that, the High Commissioner has very nicely skirted that. During Hasina Wajid's second tenure, her closest advisor was a gentleman called Gohar Rizvi. And Gohar Rizvi and myself started a dialogue sanctioned on the condition of deniability by Mr. Sartaj Aziz. He said, let us start a back channel to see how we can close our references. And I will be a little undiplomatic. The High Commissioner was, as Deputy High Commissioner, present at 2 of the discussions which we had at the DHA Golf Club up in this thing, so that nobody could record the conversation what was happening. And we were close to a solution. We were close to a solution at that time. But these are things, missed opportunities. And now Hasina Wajid changed during her third tenure. And as you heard, I could go at any time. I used to lecture in the National Defence College. I stopped, not only being lectured in the National Defence College, the High Commissioner had to very, let us say, embarrassingly refuse me, to say, not refuse me, but say that you will not be able to get a visa for your son's daughter's wedding. But he did give a visa to my daughter, who went and attended the wedding on my behalf. So these things have changed. Let us change everything. Let us really come back to the simplest fact. Let's go back. Of course, nobody remembers the Quaid-e-Azam now so much. Least of all, the paper that he founded in 1941 and came out in 1942. Don didn't even remember his death anniversary on September 11th this year. But the point is, let's not grow memories. The fact that I'm not going to, I don't know the number exactly, but I know that there are at least about 10 times more Bangladesh military students in Pakistan today studying at Pakistan Army schools and other schools than Pakistani Army officers studying there. 10 times more. So, let's not take everything at face value. There are things. We want peace with India. And it is in India's interest to have peace with us. Because we are a strong nation. We have the deterrent capability. In 1971, there were 3 lightly armed Pakistani army divisions without their equipment fighting in East Pakistan. So please tell me now, when 90% of the border of Bangladesh is with India, why does Bangladesh need 10 divisions? 10 divisions, out of which 5 are within 5 miles of the border. Right? So my point is, right, and there is this thing. Somebody once asked me, people ask me questions like somebody asked me a question when, one of the wives of the generals in Bangladesh Army, and they keep sending me frozen cooked food, and they're passing through to go to Kabul through Islamabad airport, and my PRO was taking it out of that place, and they said, "Ye kiska hai?" Bolte saab ke liye khana aaya hai, machli aayi hai, cooked from a Bangladeshi general. Said, so of course I was asked for a cup of tea to explain this. How come I was getting cooked food? Right? So I explained it to him. I said, aren't you happy that people do think about us and send us food, which is that thing? So relish that friendship with malice for none. And like Abraham Lincoln said, with malice for charity for all and malice towards none. Right? We have no malice. There have been very bad things happening in 1971 in Bangladesh, in East Pakistan. Yes, it happened to the Biharis also. I'm a personal witness to it. I was flying a helicopter for the Commander Eastern Command, and I've been to Parbatipur, and I've been to Chittagong, and I've been to other places where the Biharis were slaughtered, right, at that time. But on the other hand, something also bad happened afterwards. But we cannot go back and think about those things. We have to look forward, like the High Commissioner said. We have to go beyond what has to be thought about. We have to say, look at ourselves, look at our youth, what they can do. And I tell you, there's nobody in this South Asia who can compare to the youth of both Pakistan and Bangladesh if they come together. And please do not forget that thing, etc. Well, we can dream about a united Bengal, and we can dream about association of Western states of South Asia with Pakistan and Gilbert-Baltistan and Kashmir and Khalistan, etc. But we do not forget that there are the largest component of Muslims in the world in India living there, and they're living in awful conditions. And the biggest guarantee to them is a strong Pakistan Armed Forces and a strong Bangladesh Armed Forces. This is the biggest guarantee for them. As long as they know that they are secure. Nobody wants to war, but there is something known as a deterrent, right? And that gives you the deterrent, so they don't persecute people, right? In that way, people live. They may be whatever religion, like Qaid said, whatever religion they may belong to, whatever sect they belong to, let them live with each other. I have only one other things to say, that cricket. The Bangladeshi government about 8 years ago banned flags in the cricket stadiums. And do you know why? Because they used to have Pakistani flags there when Pakistan cricket team used to be playing. And if the Pakistan-India cricket team was playing, it was only green flags all around. Right? So, We have a lot of affinity before us. We have a lot of hurdles to overcome. We have to forget and not exacerbate the wounds that we have inflicted upon each other. And I take this opportunity to thank Nadra Panjwani. You have really brought KCFR to a new level, and you can see it from the audience today and from the guests that we have today. You are an amazing diplomat. As a friend, of course, I'm biased, but even I'm biased, whenever we speak also, you're diplomatic with me also at times, and I realize that. But I realize that it's because of your professional nature of your duties. But one has to accept it. But one cannot go about the feeling that what we require is direct flights. We need no visas, no condition, no other thing, etc. People-to-people contact like we used to do in the old times, so that we go back to the one slogan which was done by a Bengali, Sher-e Bangla. 2 countries, 1 nation. Thank you.